So to find out more about used cooking oil and its benefits and how we can change it into something much more useful, we're now connected with Beli Jelantah or Betah Chief Executive Officer Mas Faris Razanah. Good morning, Mas Faris. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, good morning, Mas Paul and Miss Marisa.
Okay,
Hi,
so
morning.
let's get started by you perhaps correcting or adding on to the information, what little information that we have about used cooking oil. We know that it can only be used a couple of times and it can have benefits, but what can you tell us about used cooking oil and some of the facts about it?
Okay, yeah. Actually, what you already mentioned already right that
Okay.
Indonesia really like to eat fried food, and yeah, we use a lot of cooking oil, and the cooking oil use a couple of times, 2 or 3 times, and more than that actually for most of majority of the people in Indonesia, and they use cooking oil, UCO, serve no longer purpose for the cooking, and actually it should be disposed of properly by regulation, so we can utilize that UCO into something that is really in a good way, like we can process it into high value product like biofuel and also the scented candle.
Okay,
That's what we are going to talk about.
right. Before we talk about that, we were just discussing this. So what is the proper way to dispose cooking oil?
Exactly, because I can't imagine, is it putting it in a plastic bag and then putting it in the waste bin, and then
Right.
what happens to it? I'm just worried about contaminating our environment. Because
Definitely don't throw it down the sink. That's all I
yeah,
know.
yeah, well, not in
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's the habit that Indonesian, probably will choose. Yeah, dispose it through our kitchen sink,
Oh,
and it
no.
will cause clogging, and it will damage our water ecosystem. And research actually shows that 1 liter of used cooking oil disposed of improperly will actually contaminate 1,000 liter of water environment. So that's very dangerous
No.
activities that we probably don't aware right until this now.
Yeah, so how should we dispose of it properly then? What are the steps that we households can do?
Yeah. First, that we have to have the enclosed container at least in our home. Yeah, we can put it in this enclosed container, but also we have to filter it first. Yeah, because when we cook the food, actually there is a lot of the residue. Yeah, like when you fry the chicken like this, you have the tepung, the
The
flour,
batter,
and
sure.
we have to filter it. And yeah, by using the filter and put it in the enclosed container, so we can collect and pick up it into a responsible company that really manage our UCO responsibly.
Speaking of the companies, you are the founder of Betah or Beli Jelantah. So, what prompted you to
Yes, Mbak
actually?
Marisa, ya.
Yes,
Catchy name, ya.
very catchy name. So, what prompted you to set this up, and what's the process? If it's like when you receive the used cooking oil, and what do you do to it? What sort of products do you create from it?
Yeah, so yeah, I actually come from chemical engineering background, and from my university days, yeah, I know that this used cooking oil can be converted into more useful product like a biofuel. So I have this basic knowledge about it, and I actually start the platform, make the website at the time about 2 or 3 years ago, and find that the website is really helpful from people, especially from the restaurant, from the household, from the communities. They contact me and ask how we can dispose this used cooking oil properly. And also, I also start the making proper system to collect and pick up those used cooking oil from restaurants. So they only need to call to put it in the enclosed container in their respective place, and my operational team will come to their respective place and will collect their UCO. So that's the thing that we do. First, we educate through our technology platform. Then we collect and pick up to the respective user place, and then we will convert it into high value added product.
Wow, and the high value added products are biodiesel, and then what else?
The other else is scented candle, also the soap
Oh, soap.
So
for
Really?
cleaning purpose. Yes,
that
yes.
works as well. And how do you get rid of the it's like used cooking oil. For example, if I use the cooking oil, I've used it to fry fish or tempeh or
Different
tahu,
things,
you know,
right? So they'll have
things.
different residues.
Yeah,
as
they would
well.
have different smell, don't you think?
yeah.
It's like, how do you get rid of
Yeah.
that smell? It's like, do you make scented candles that smells like fried chicken or something?
I would love that, by the way.
There you go.
Yeah, of course we have to have the pre-treatment process first because we go into the main process, and the pre-treatment process will wash away the contaminant and the smell from the fish and other things. So after we have this homogeneous quality of used cooking oil, then we go to the main process to convert a used cooking oil into biodiesel or a scented candle or soap.
How difficult is this process? Because to me, it's like a win-win situation. Like restaurants especially, like we're just personal use, but restaurants, I can imagine, they've got an excess of used cooking oil they don't know what to do with.
That's
That would
true.
be free ingredients, basically, for you to process what products that you can make out of it. But how difficult is that process? Because it almost seems too good to be true. There must be quite an intricate process. How costly is it, and how much time does it take?
Yeah, I agree with Paul that this is very win-win solution for restaurant and also for the biodiesel company. And the challenge regarding this about the process is that the pre-treatment process that I have been talking about,
Okay.
because the used cooking oil has very different quality from restaurant and from household, and we have this quality parameter called free fatty acid (FFA) that needs to be maintained at least below 1%. So this pre-treatment process is to make the used cooking oil have the FFA below 1%, and then we go to the chemical reaction called trans-esterification. We just need to mix the used cooking oil with other chemical substances, probably in 4 or 5 hours. Then voila, we will create the biodiesel.
Wow. Okay. So it can all cooking, because I know cooking oil. A lot of people, most people use vegetable oil, right? If I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Or-
But we at home use coconut oil. There's
Palm oil.
yeah, canola oil.
Yeah,
Can all
canola.
cooking oil, is that all considered the same, or are there specific ones that can only be used and converted to biodiesel?
Yeah, most of Indonesian are using a palm oil based cooking oil, yeah, and thankfully all cooking oil has same chemical substances called triglyceride, and these useful chemical substances can be converted into biodiesel. So no problem if you use a coconut oil base or palm oil base or other things. So we can process this used cooking oil into biodiesel.
That's great. And where do you operate so far? Do you operate in the big cities only? And how much of the area in Indonesia have you covered?
Yeah, for now we have operational area limited in Greater Jakarta area. So Jakarta, Bekasi, Depok, and Tangerang, and probably will soon enter the Bogor in next month, and we hopefully can also expand to other area, because this is the issue that really hit most of Indonesian people, in regarding used cooking oil.
Yeah, and where can we find your products? Like, say now for me as an end user, I would love to know that my cooking oil is now being used to create these products that are good for our environment, but I would also like to support these products by purchasing them. Where would be able to find your products?
Yeah, right now we have the stores in e-commerce stores
nice.
for that scented candle, and also the soap, and also you can visit our workshop in Jakarta as well, and specifically regarding biodiesel, you can also meet our team to to really find the product, to really test the quality of biodiesel, because
Oh, wow.
this used cooking oil based biodiesel already meet the standard of National Indonesia SNI.
Wow.
So yeah, it's also great for the company to use a biodiesel which actually come from used cooking oil from cooking process.
Well,
That's fantastic.
Since you mentioned a little bit about regulations, what are the regulations right now in regards to used cooking oil when it comes to, like, basically by law? What are we required to do when it comes to cooking oil?
Yeah, right now we don't have any national regulation regarding used cooking oil, but from the local perspective, we do have governor regulation in Jakarta,
Okay.
Peraturan Gubernur number 167 year 2016, but it's only voluntary regulation that we need to really dispose of used cooking oil properly. So actually from our activities in the private sector, we hopefully can encourage the government to take a really serious stance and make the regulation at the national scale to really
Yes.
utilize this used cooking oil potential, so we can also have the complementary product of biodiesel from used cooking oil, not only from palm oil.
I couldn't agree more.
Yes, exactly. So speaking of activities earlier, could you please tell us the name of your website, and also you said that you sell some of the products made with this used cooking oil on e-commerce. Where can we find it? Do we
In your
just
store as well.
Yeah,
right? You
yeah,
have
your
a-
store.
Yeah, sure. For the website is www.belijelantah.com,
Okay.
and you can find our activities, of course, in Instagram, yeah, the hype social media, Beli Jelantah, and you can find it in e-commerce, prominent e-commerce leader.
Right.
With the
So,
same name,
yeah,
just Beli
I am-
Jelantah.
Yes,
Okay.
with the same name, Miss Marisa.
Alrighty.
So, Mas Faris, you seem like a smart guy that you're able to develop a great revolutionary idea like this. What else have you got in the pipeline? If you can use cooking oil, if you can use cooking oil into something so productive as such as biodiesel, what other ideas that have you got that we can look forward to?
Yeah, when we talk about waste management in Indonesia, we are not only talking about used cooking oil. Actually, we have plastic and we have a lot of inorganic waste. So we are now trying to develop from other waste to also produce something useful, probably in energy sector, because my expertise is related to the sustainable energy. So I'm trying to develop the concept of waste to energy. So I hopefully, together with my amazing team, can also develop that and also try to solve the challenge of waste management in Indonesia.
It's like the car from Back to the Future, right? Because they actually use waste
Yeah,
as
Oh,
energy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
amazing.
my God, look
Future
at
is
that.
now.
And
Exactly.
now it has come into realization. Well, thank you so much, Faris Razanah, for sharing with us and joining us this morning. This is definitely very inspirational. Good luck with your future projects.
We need more guys like you out here. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Paul, Marisa.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day.
Have
You
a
too.
lovely day to you too.